So, with today being the opening day of the transfer portal, I don't think anybody out there is surprised to see how many players are entering their name into the portal and will test the waters. But with that in mind, I have a question for all of you. And to quote one of my favorite movies, are you not entertained? I mean, think about how many big name players, how many former top recruits have already entered their name into the transfer portal, and it's only the first day of the portal being open. Today, we need to dive into this. We need to talk about the biggest storylines surrounding the transfer portal, some of the biggest names that have entered, and everything in between. Before we can, as always, y'all know the drill, I need to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Do you believe that the transfer portal is just heating up? Let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and comment down below as those interactions are massive. And before we jump into this, as a quick reminder, tonight we will be going live at 5:30 Central Standard Time to do a live show talking about the transfer portal and all of the craziness surrounding it. I hope to see you there. It's going to be a ton of fun. But now let's focus in. Let's talk about some of the issues at hand because what a day it's been. Where do we want to start? Seriously, there have been so many big name players enter into the transfer portal. How do we even begin talking about this at this point? Well, let's start with the quarterback position because this is an area where several teams across the nation are going to look to capitalize on some of the names that have entered into the portal. Whether we're talking about Hudson Card, Devin Leary, Brennan Armstrong, or DJU Uiagalelei, there's going to be an active market for transfer portal quarterbacks. DJU is one of the newer guys to enter his name into the portal, but certainly a massive name in college football. A former 5-star recruit, you can bet your bottom dollar that a ton of teams are going to be reaching out, especially when he has a younger brother that's a 5-star edge in the class of 2023. This is a battle we are going to have to watch out for because DJU is one of the top prospects coming out of high school. Going to be very interesting to see where he lands. We've seen an up and down career for DJU, but maybe a change of scenery is exactly what he needs. But some of the other guys we talked about before DJU, whether that's Devin Leary or Brennan Armstrong, are sure to be quarterbacks that are going to get a lot of attention in the transfer portal. Georgia Tech quarterback enters his name in as well, and he's a guy that's going to fly under the radar, but don't dare forget about him. Jeff Sims is a guy I can imagine several institutions will reach out to. And it's not just the quarterback position. If we want to talk about some other transfers that have occurred today that have raised some eyebrows, how about we stop in Tuscaloosa, where Javion Cohen has entered his name into the transfer portal, the former starting guard for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, this is one that took me by surprise. Tyler Booker, true freshman, came in and ended up taking Cohen's position during the season and played really well. And Tyler Booker looked to be the future at that guard position. But with Emil Ekiyor entering into the draft, one would have to imagine what that other guard position is going to look like, and it would be logical to assume Cohen would be competing for that position. However, that's not going to be the case, and I'm super interested to see where Coach Walford and the Crimson Tide turn to. But I'm very interested to see what Alabama is going to do at that guard position. Another name that I think took the nation by storm is Justin Flowe, the former #1 linebacker in the nation, entering his name into the transfer portal. Now, Justin Flowe committed to the Oregon Ducks out of high school, joining Noah Sewell in what I believed to be the most explosive, dynamic, and exciting linebacker duo in that recruiting class. Unfortunately, the injury bug has bitten Justin Flowe, but make no mistake about it. If you have inside linebacker need, every team in the nation is going to make an attempt at Justin Flowe because why wouldn't you? Former 5-star, very gifted, and his upside is unreal. Speaking about some defensive players that I think you need to be aware of moving forward, Texas A&M defensive lineman Tunmise Adeleye enters the transfer portal, and this is a dude you need to keep your eye on. Whenever we go back and watch that A&M spring game, he was disruptive. This is a guy with a really high ceiling, but somewhat similar to Justin Flowe, the injury bug keeps rearing its ugly head. If he can stay healthy, someone's going to be very, very happy they got him out the portal. That's a name you've got to keep up with. Another name entering the transfer portal that you have got to be aware of is Dasan McCullough from Indiana, and this is a dude who can straight up play football. Now, luckily, if you're an Oklahoma Sooners fan, the Sooners look to be in a really interesting position for McCullough. That's something that you have got to look forward to. And even better, if you're an Oklahoma Sooners fan, he's got a younger brother in the class of 2023 that's one of the most coveted prospects in the nation, so you could get a big win here, and you could double down and get both brothers, and that would be huge for Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners. Speaking of which, I'm very interested to see what the Sooners are going to do in the transfer portal. Brent Venables navigated the portal so successfully a season ago, and I'm interested to see how he does this year with a more acute understanding of the needs his team has. Super interested to see what that looks like. Like I said, the transfer portal has already gone insane. We could sit here forever and talk about this, but we're going to discuss this in much greater detail this evening at 5:30 Central Standard Time. I hope to see you there. We'll have guests, we'll have a great time, and surely more names will be in the transfer portal by then, but I can't wait to hear from all of you. Are you surprised by what you've seen today, and do you think we're going to expect more? That's it. See ya.